Captain Jha on this particular crash. Let's listen in.
My sincerity with all the families, condolences with all those who have lost their near and dear. But you have given us a great news. First time on your channel, I have heard that at least there is one past survivor who has been, who have survived this crash. Karthik, to be very frank, on the look of the first look, what is happening on the left side of your window, the touchdown or the crash landing of the aircraft is not very drastic. It is a fairly controlled, descent, maybe loss of power that has caused this particular descent, because this is no place to descend into. And that too, when it is very close to the ground, you can see the nose up of the aircraft. That's the exact position when we keep the aircraft attitude at the time of landing. So that means a few things have been very clear cut here in this particular clip that you are seeing. Mind you, Karthikeyan, in most of the accidents that I have done the investigations, this particular informations of the last few seconds are very difficult to come. The witness who are there are unreliable. Their versions of the aircraft, explosion in air or something, blah blah, has been all very difficult to sustain that. So this picture, what we are seeing, the video small clip, it tells us a lot. I'll start, if you can give me some time, I'll start with the beginning. Any of the transport aircraft, you have also must have also traveled so many times. We first take the aircraft to the shoulder of the runway from where we are going to take off. Just short of entering the runway, we stop it there for a couple of minutes. The second pilot and the pilot, they do all counting of the all instruments that is serviceable. Then we come back onto the runway and line up for the takeoff. Put the aircraft into the brake. Again do all countings, raise the throttle, raise the RPM. And at that RPM, when the engine is bursting, aircraft is vibrating.
787 has been in service for a very, very long time. It has flown millions of hours across the world, and it is generally considered to be a very safe and reliable machine. That having been said, this accident definitely is not attributable to weather, but attributable to either loss of power or loss of lift. Loss of power means engines have stopped producing the required amount of thrust, whether that is due to bird ingestion or due to any other technical fault yet to be established. The second one could be loss of lift. Loss of lift is something that can happen. Like you're seeing the aircraft right now, like it's a positive rate climb, gear up. So the co-pilot goes to raise the gear up, and instead of the gear going up, the flaps probably has gone up, and thereafter the descent has happened. There is no loss of engine power on any of the engine. Aircraft does not show a tendency to yaw. Aircraft does not show any tendency to veer away because of loss of thrust. It is almost impossible to have asymmetric loss of power. That means both the engines losing power at absolutely the same time. What would have happened is one engine would have gone, then the second engine would go, and thereafter you will have a yawing motion. The aircraft will go to the right and the left. That hasn't happened. So a loss of power simultaneously on the same engine at same rate seems to be a very unlikely proposition. Loss of lift can happen. And if that has happened, was it human error or was it technical? Because there are chances that the flaps would have auto retracted. If that was the thing, it will be a bizarre technical fault, and it would lead to a lot of research as to how that happened. The switch position inside the cockpit will really determine where the switch position was. That is the landing gear and the flaps, because gear is down, so gear lever would not have been selected up. Flap lever, if it is not at 5 position or the takeoff position, it could be indicated even in the present state of debris that we have. Also, DFDR will have the recording as to what has happened at that point of time. Almost 256 parameters or even more is recorded. So we would have every second by second recording of the event, and we would know exactly what happened and the entire flight schedule can be recreated digitally, and it would be there for us to see as soon as the aircraft investigation board comes to a conclusion. However, at this juncture, it does not appear to be of anything else which could be a contributory factor like weather, hot temperature. Yes, it had a lot of fuel because it was going on a long flight, and that particular fuel would be a very big bomb. And if I was to give you an kind of an like it had more fuel than the aircraft that actually went into 9/11 crash. It had much more fuel than that. It was as big an aircraft. So it's a very huge explosion, very huge catastrophic loss of men and life and material. But at this point of time, it is very difficult to say. All our panelists who are well accomplished pilot to actually say why the gear was down, because that's the only thing that we see very clearly. So if the gear was down, was it intentional or was it non-intentional?
My condolences to the family members of these two great pilots, experienced pilots. DGCA has a very strong norms for training, induction into the companies, and thereafter maintaining the standards of these pilots by check flights, by orientation, by route checks, by many exams that takes place. It's not only the training and the induction. These pilots are subjected to regular checks by the check pilots, by the executive pilot, by the senior members, the safety.
Well, the aircraft did land on a mess of a hostel. Let's take you through what exactly happened inside.
मेस में मौजूद हैं। ये वो मेस है जहाँ पे कि विमान सबसे पहले टकराया और टकराने के बाद बच्चे यहाँ पे खाना खा रहे थे। खाना खाने के बाद आपको यहाँ देखिएगा कि सबसे पहले यहाँ जो नज़र आ रहा है एक हिस्सा, वो हिस्सा जो विमान का जो टेल है वो टेल यहाँ टकराया और टकराने के बाद वो सीधा विमान अंदर घुसा। लेकिन जो बच्चे यहाँ पे खाना खा रहे थे, ये आपको तस्वीर दिख रहे होंगे कि अभी भी यहाँ पे जो मेस है उसमें देखिए धूल है और धुआं है। गजेंद्र बहुत आगे ना जाए है आग ठोक दी। और ये तस्वीर आपको बता रही है कि इतने हादसे के बाद भी, इतने कुछ के बाद भी जो धुएं का गुबार है वो मेस से निकला नहीं है। जो पूरा का पूरा छत है वो ब्लैकिश हो चुका है, जल चुका है। और जलने के बाद ये तस्वीर जो आपको नज़र आ रही होगी, अभी भी धुआं है इस इलाके में, जो बता रहा है कि कितना ज़्यादा उस वक्त तबाही हुई होगी और उस तबाही के बाद की स्थिति क्या हुई होगी। ये मेस के अंदर का है, ये स्टोर रूम है और यहाँ पे सारी चीज़ें स्टोर होती हैं, खाने पीने की चीज़ें। और उस स्टोर रूम की तस्वीर TV9 भारत आपको दिखा रहा है। और उसके बाद जो तस्वीर है, उस तस्वीर पे किसी भी तरीके यहाँ से, और आपको नज़र आ रहे होंगे कि यहाँ पे देखिए बच्चों के सामान और तमाम तरह की चीज़ें हैं, वो तस्वीरें आपको दिख रही होंगी। चश्मा, वॉशिंग, जो सेविंग किट्स और बच्चों के सारे जो सामान हैं वो मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स के, वो आपको यहाँ पे नज़र आ रहे हैं। और उसके बाद टिफ़िन बॉक्स और ये फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर, ये सब कुछ है। और ये सब तस्वीर उस जगह की है जिस जगह पे ये हादसा हुआ और हादसे के बाद इस पूरे इलाके में एक तरीके से मलबे में तब्दील हो गया। मैं फिर बताना चाहूँगा कि जो ड्रीम लाइनर का बॉडी पार्ट्स है फ्लाइट का, वो बॉडी पार्ट्स वो यहाँ पे आया और उसके बाद फिर ब्लास्ट हुआ। ब्लास्ट होने के बाद बॉडी पार्ट वहाँ अटका और दूसरे पार्ट्स जो है वो यहाँ पे एक तरीके से बिखरा हुआ पड़ा हुआ है, नर रहा है। तो अब ये जो सारा का सारा जो ये सारी की सारी तस्वीर है, यह तस्वीर इस पूरे इलाके की वानगी दिखा रहा है, बता रहा है कि कितना ज़्यादा भयावह वो मंजर रहा होगा जिस मंजर में यहाँ पे ये घटना हुई।